Hi guys, welcome to our second live chat. We're into week 2. You guys are doing really well in the discussion boards, and it looks like everybody's pretty much did the get started section for the week. Be sure that you're doing the readings, and we've got our module 1 quiz. Let me share my screen with you, and I'm hoping you guys can see this. Okay, here we go. So we've got. Let's just kind of cover what we need to get done. Our big deadline is on Monday, October 8th. So make sure that you're looking at the calendar for deadlines, right? That's your big guide to when things are due. Okay, so you've got a little bit of time. Yeah, so we've got Module 1 is due on October 8th. Okay, so you want to make sure you check the list for this week and make sure that they're complete. You want to make sure you have the quiz done, the discussion board, and the social media written assignment for the week. That's what we need to complete by October 8th, end of class. Okay, a lot of you have probably already got a good start in having that completed, right? But check the calendar for deadlines. Okay, my calendar's got another class on it, so you want to kind of pay attention to the stuff in green is our class for Detroit. So let me go back to the Rasmussen home here, and let's just kind of cover what we need to be done. They do have a mobile-friendly Blackboard. I'm not sure how many of you can use that out there. We've got the example for the social media page. Let's just take a look at that. Again, I had that on the announcements, right? You want to make sure that you have 2 images, right? And click and drag the ends to kind of make them fit on the page. And then you want to make sure that you have enough substantive information to kind of give a description of your person of choice, okay? Here was that example of Ansel Adams, but a lot of you have been turning in some really good examples for that. But make sure you did get docked for points. You have to have at least 2 images, all right? And I would say at least this much information on each person, okay? Sometimes maybe a little bit less, but I would say you want to have at least 3 blocks of information there, 3 paragraphs of information for there. And then, of course, add your reference there. And speaking of references, we're going to get to that. I'm going to show you the really great, easy way to do references for this class. Okay, so let's just go in here and kind of dig in and look at what all we need to do by October 8th. And then you can, and if you're already done with Module 1, go ahead and dig into Module 2. You can start Module 2 as well. But let's just kind of wrap up Module 1 for this week. That's our big focus. So the art of being human, all right? You want to make sure that you complete all the lesson content, right? Make sure you go through this first tab and do everything here, right? Remember you've got your readings, chapters 1 and 5, okay? And the assignments, right? We've got our written assignment, right? You've got to do your social media page. And you've also, as part of, let's go back and let me just go back one more here. Look at this again. Assignments. Make sure you go through all the lesson content, read chapters 1 to 15. The discussion on social media, you want to make sure that I posted something on there early, but you also want to make sure that you answer this question in the discussion board post too, okay? In light of today's technology, is there such thing as a struggle anymore? Explain your reasoning by giving examples. So there's been a lot of great reasoning. You guys really kind of understand the reasoning behind social media and the struggle for different types of artists to come to fruition with this kind of media. But make sure you support it with an example. So if you have an idea of how technology affects the struggle of artists, support it with a specific example. Okay, maybe you want to use Demi Lovato as an example. Maybe you want to use Ray Charles as an example. Maybe you want to use Emily Dickinson as an example, right? Whoever it is that you're into or maybe follow on social media, use that as an example to support your idea. You guys have been sharing a lot of great ideas, but not so much giving an example to support that. Okay, so add a specific example and that'll boost your points for that social media. So definitely answer the question I put out there, but you want to make sure that you have this post as well, all right? And that's all due by Monday, okay? And then, of course, here's our Module 1 quiz, okay? So make sure you complete that by Monday as well. All right, that's what I really wanted to cover today. Make sure you get all those details, all 3 assignments, your social media page, right? Here's that template. We'll look at that again just real quick. All right, 2 images, right? And some specific data. And you want it to fit on one page, right? So as you're looking at these images, let me just kind of show you a trick here. If you hold the shift key, you can size the image any size that you want. All right, and it maintains proportion. It doesn't look squished, right? If you hold the corner, hold the shift key down, you can make it bigger or smaller to make sure everything fits on one page. Okay, just to give you that little tidbit of information. Because if you move it from the sides, right, then things look really kind of icky, right? You don't want to do that. I'm going to Command Z that back. All right. Okay. So hold on to the corners and move that, and that'll help you with your social media page. If you happen to already turn your social media page in, all right, let me make sure I got my volume up. Then, and you didn't put everything that's needed on there, you still have time to resubmit it with the correct information. Okay, you still got till Monday, so you have a little reprieve here. So it's kind of good. We have a little extra time for the first module here to get things rolling. But that's what you want to do. So download that template and put your own information. There's lots of ideas here. If you don't have an idea for a person, you feel free to use any of these choices. But you pretty much use anybody. Okay, that has a significant influence on the humanities here. And that's what you want to make sure you complete all three of those guys by Monday, right? Look at that course calendar for those details. Now, I did email everybody an APA template. It's also found under the course materials tab over here. All right, if you click on that course materials tab, it gives you a study guide for the next assignment for Module 2. So you want to make sure you look at that, how to do an outline. And then here is that APA template for how to write for the course. So you really want to use this template for everything that you do in written format. Now, obviously, discussion board posts don't need to be in this format. But when you're writing a paper for this course, and there's quite a few papers, they're short, but you need to turn in a title page. So you can really kind of open this up and then put name of assignment, right? And then all titles, you want to make sure you use that capitalization, right? Put your name, right? You can leave the Rasmussen College Online. But you want to make sure you have a paragraph, right? Introduce your subject, right? After you introduce your subject, you're going to have body paragraphs that support the details of your subject. This gives you an example of how to do a long quote in the APA style, right? Wikipedia is a good place to start, but you shouldn't be the only place that you look for reliable resources. You should look to other college resources, library resources, museum resources. Those are really good places to find information online. You kind of want to stay away from personal blogs and if you maybe resources as far as books, right? Books, electronic books, magazine articles, encyclopedia entries, web page sample. Of course, this is probably the one you're most likely to use. This is the format of how to do a reference page, okay? A reference page should always be in addition to the count for the assignment. So if it's a 1 to 2 page paper, the third page should be your reference page, right? It's not included as part of the work, as part of the content count, right? References are always on a separate page. All right, let me show you a great way of how to do a reference. It's so easy. When I was in school, you had to, space, text, do all the punctuation. There's a really great way that you can do this that is so easy. You're just going to love it. All right. I wish I would have had this in school, but use this template as a writing format of how to write an APA style paper, right? You want to make sure you indent paragraphs, right? Double space, not triple space, right? Follow the instructions on the template here. But let's go through how to cite an APA style. So I'm not going to save this. I did email this to everyone, so check your email for the class. It's also found, I also have it permanently on underneath the course materials here. Okay, cool. Course materials, it's listed. Just got to scroll a little bit, right? Right here's the template. All right. But check your email. I sent it to you that way as well. All right. So let's look how to do an APA cited reference. Oh my gosh, you guys are just going to love this. It's a site called citefast.com. Right. And it right away gives you APA citation generator. Okay. So let's say I go to Stanford University. All right. And let's say I find a website that's got some information. All right. All right, let's say that I got something from this website, okay? I'm going to copy and paste the link, right, of where I got the information online. I'm going to go to the APA citation generator where it says enter the URL. I'm just going to paste it right there. And then it's going to say find it. All right. And then over here, I'm going to say copy and paste export. All right. Right here, all I have to do is go right here. That's my APA reference, right? Here's how I did one for one of the articles I posted in the discussion board. But all you do is you just go right here, Control C, right? Go to your Microsoft Word document. I'll do a new blank document. Command V. There's your reference in the perfect format that is needed. All right, for APA. It's just that easy. Okay. Make sure you save that, and references are always a separate page. So if I was going to reference the Shakespeare Globe Theater and put my reference here, okay, let's go find another reference here. Globe Theater in England. Let's just say I use that as one of my references, right? All right. Let's say I got information from this website about William Shakespeare, right? I would copy and paste this link. I go to my APA citation generator. I'm not going to close out of that. We're going to do a new one. I'm going to enter that URL again. All right. If you knew the author and you had this date information, you could add that. Go ahead and you want to go to copy and paste, right? And right here, I would go right here. I just select my home Shakespeare Globe, Command C, Command or Control C. I'm on a Mac, so right. I wouldn't do it on this page, right? I would Control Enter. I would start a new page, or return until I got a new page, right? My second page would be my references, right? And I would type, right? And I would make sure that I would center this reference, right? And that would be my perfect APA cited reference from what I used for information online, okay? Or anything, if your books, magazines, encyclopedias, you want to put those references on a separate page, right? That's how to do it correctly. If I just did this, right? If I just copied this, all right, that's not good enough. Okay, that's not academic. It's just called lazy. Okay, all right. It's called lazy in the academic world. So for a college course, you want to make sure that you have the correct reference cited for the materials that you use. Okay. So I hope that gets you started into module. Let's wrap up module 1. Next week we'll talk about module 2. You want to start thinking about who you want to write about, 2 people that contribute to the humanities. All right, and that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. That APA citation generator. Look at all the different things that you need to do to wrap up module 1. Get it all in by Monday, end of day Monday. Get all those assignments in, and then go ahead and get started on module 2. Okay, and as far as the lesson content, let's just kind of reiterate one more thing here. You want to look at the big picture, right? We've got one big humanities project for the entire course, all right? And then the beginning of that, so here it kind of gives you the idea of the modules. Module 1, introduction to topic, begin to read and research. This is a good time if you have an idea for your thesis and outline, you can email it to me and I can give you some feedback. The thesis and outline is going to be due as part of module 2, but you'll have a couple weeks to do that. Module 3, you want to continue to research, but you won't have a paper to turn in. You'll have another paper to turn on, a different subject. Week 4, you want to continue your research, and you'll have a paper on film that week, just a short one. But the final comparative analysis that you start in module 2, all right, is going to come to fruition in module 5. Okay, so that'll be in December. Okay, so just to give you an idea, you want to start thinking about what that thesis and outline is. Okay, so what that big project is going to be is an original research paper, 4 to 5 pages, right? Captivating title. You're going to start off with the outline in Module 2, but the subject matter, because a lot of students get confused on this because it's a lot of information to absorb in a short amount of time. You want to choose 2 figures from the humanities, one from the past, one from the present, completely different time periods, compare and contrast their achievements. Explain, and then please plan to choose 2 figures of interest to you. So I used, one of the examples was using Dr. Martin Luther King and comparing him and contrasting him to a more modern contributor to the humanities, President Barack Obama. All right, so that would be one choice. There are many choices. You could choose somebody from the music industry. You could choose somebody from literature, art. Any of those subjects will do as contributors to the humanities. They have to have given back something that helps all of us, is really how you want to look at this. You don't want to talk about someone that maybe you're not going to be able to get enough information on. Okay. All right. Find somebody that you're going to be able to find a lot of information on, because you want to, that big paper that's due in week 5 is going to be 4 to 5 pages in length. Okay. So that's why we start out with the outline and then we build on it in the subsequent weeks to come. So that's why I want to kind of show you that timeline again. Okay. Well, email me if you have any questions. Thanks for watching the archive. And we'll dive into Module 2 next week. Okay. So you'll have a few weeks to do that as well. So it shouldn't be too rushed. If you got an idea, definitely send it to me. And we'll go from there. Thanks so much.